Imagine a name that once stood for razor-sharp handling, rally-bred attitude, and a generation of drivers who believed a sedan could be far more exciting than its price suggested. Now imagine that name returning in a completely new era. The 2027 Mitsubishi Lancer is one of the most intriguing comeback stories enthusiasts can imagine, and today we are taking a deep look at what this next-generation sedan could bring to the road. From its aggressive exterior and driver-focused cabin to its potential turbocharged performance, advanced technology, and everyday practicality, this is a Lancer designed for a new generation. So the 2027 Lancer should be viewed as an anticipated and forward-looking model based on the name's history, current automotive trends, and the kind of package Mitsubishi could realistically develop. If this comeback becomes reality, the design would have to make an immediate statement. The front end could carry a wide, sculpted grille surrounded by sharp bodywork, giving the sedan a planted and purposeful appearance without copying the shape of older Lancers. The nose would likely be lower and more aerodynamic, with strong character lines flowing outward from the center and creating a visual sense of motion even when the car is standing still. Up close, the grille treatment could combine dark metallic textures with carefully shaped openings that balance cooling requirements and aerodynamic efficiency. A modern Mitsubishi emblem would sit proudly at the center, giving the front fascia a recognizable identity while keeping the overall design clean and technical. The headlights could be slim LED units with a crisp internal signature, creating a distinctive face at night. Instead of oversized lamps, the expected approach would be a precise arrangement of LED elements that stretches toward the fenders and visually widens the car. Daytime running lights could form a sharp, almost blade-like pattern, giving the Lancer an unmistakable look from a distance. The lighting would not only improve visibility, but also contribute heavily to the car's personality, especially after sunset when the bright LED signature contrasts against the dark bodywork. Along the sides, the design could move away from the upright proportions of traditional compact sedans and adopt a more athletic, fastback-inspired silhouette. A long hood, compact cabin, rising shoulder line, and carefully tapered rear section would help the car look more expensive and more performance-oriented. The wheel arches could be tightly sculpted around large alloy wheels, while subtle aerodynamic details around the lower doors would help manage airflow. The wheels themselves could feature a lightweight multi-spoke design, perhaps with dark or machined finishes depending on trim level. Larger wheels would give the performance versions a more serious stance, while smaller wheels with higher profile tires could provide a better balance between comfort, efficiency, and cost on entry models. The door handles could sit nearly flush with the body, improving the clean appearance and reducing turbulence along the sides. They could also integrate keyless entry sensors, allowing the driver to unlock the car simply by approaching it with the key. The side mirrors would likely feature a compact aerodynamic shape, integrated turn signals, heating, and possibly camera-based assistance for advanced driver support functions. Moving toward the rear, the Lancer could use a broad shoulder design and slim LED taillights connected visually by strong horizontal lines. The rear lamps would give the car a wide appearance and create a recognizable signature at night. A sculpted trunk or practical liftback style opening could provide useful cargo space without sacrificing the sedan's sporty proportions. Depending on the final body style, the rear could include a subtle integrated spoiler or an optional larger aerodynamic element on performance trims. Lower down, the bumper could feature a functional diffuser-style treatment, while exhaust outlets would vary according to the powertrain. A standard hybrid or efficient turbo model might use hidden outlets for a cleaner appearance, while a performance-focused version could proudly display larger dual outlets. The Mitsubishi badge and Lancer lettering would complete the rear design, giving the comeback model a direct connection to its heritage without making the styling look retro. In profile, the proportions would be especially important because a successful modern Lancer needs to look athletic without becoming impractical. The roofline could flow smoothly toward the rear, while the greenhouse remains large enough for good visibility. Strong creases along the doors could catch natural light and make the body appear more sculpted. The overall effect should be sharp, confident, and modern, but not overloaded with unnecessary vents or decorative lines. Underneath that exterior, the engineering would be where the Lancer name really has to prove itself. A return would need more than attractive styling. It would need a driving experience capable of separating it from ordinary compact sedans. A likely starting point could be a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, with power potentially positioned around the 200 horsepower range in a standard sport-oriented configuration. A higher performance variant could potentially go considerably beyond that figure, depending on Mitsubishi's engineering strategy and emissions requirements. All-wheel drive would be one of the most exciting possibilities because the Lancer's performance heritage is deeply connected with traction and confidence in difficult conditions. A modern electronically controlled all-wheel drive system could distribute torque between the axles in milliseconds, helping the car remain stable during hard acceleration and providing additional confidence on wet or slippery roads. An 8-speed automatic or advanced dual-clutch transmission could deliver quick shifts, while a more conventional automatic could prioritize smoothness and everyday usability. A performance edition, if Mitsubishi decides to revive the spirit of the Evolution name in some form, could receive a much more aggressive calibration with launch control, stronger cooling, larger brakes, and a sophisticated torque management system. The important point would not simply be horsepower. A great Lancer would need steering response, suspension tuning, braking consistency, and chassis balance that make the driver feel involved. The front suspension could use a refined independent layout, while the rear could employ a multi-link arrangement on higher trims. Adaptive dampers might allow the driver to choose between comfort and sport settings, giving the car the flexibility to behave calmly during a long commute and become much sharper when the road opens up. Larger performance brakes with high friction pads could provide strong stopping power, while carefully tuned electronic stability control would allow spirited driving without compromising everyday safety. An engine bay designed around a modern turbocharged powertrain could look compact but purposeful, with neatly arranged intake plumbing, cooling hardware, fluid reservoirs, and a modern 4-cylinder engine at the center. A performance model could add a larger intercooler, reinforced components, improved airflow, and additional cooling capacity to maintain consistent output during repeated hard driving. The engine itself would likely emphasize broad torque rather than only chasing a dramatic peak horsepower number. That would make the Lancer feel responsive in normal traffic, easier to overtake on highways, and more enjoyable on winding roads. When the throttle opens, a well-tuned turbo engine could deliver a strong surge through the middle of the rev range, followed by quick transmission responses that keep the car moving with purpose. The exhaust note would likely be controlled and refined in standard versions, while a sport trim could provide a deeper, more characterful sound without becoming tiring during everyday use. Fuel economy would also matter. Modern buyers expect performance without accepting the efficiency penalties associated with older high-output engines. Depending on the final powertrain, a hybrid-assisted system could potentially improve low-speed efficiency and provide instant electric torque, while a conventional turbocharged engine could remain the simpler and lighter choice for a driver-focused model. Inside, the 2027 Lancer could follow the same philosophy as the exterior, modern, focused, and technical rather than excessively complicated. The dashboard would likely be wide and horizontally organized, giving the front occupants a sense of space while placing the most important controls within easy reach. Soft touch materials could cover the upper surfaces with stitched trim and textured panels adding visual depth. Higher trims could use leather or synthetic leather upholstery, contrast stitching, metallic accents, and carefully shaped surfaces that make the cabin feel more premium without losing its practical Mitsubishi character. The steering wheel would be compact and sporty, with a thick rim, integrated controls, and a modern Mitsubishi emblem in the center. Paddle shifters could be available on automatic-equipped sport trims, allowing the driver to take control of gear changes without removing their hands from the wheel. The digital instrument cluster could display speed, engine information, navigation, fuel economy, driver assistance alerts, and performance data in a configurable layout. A dedicated sport screen could potentially show turbo boost, power delivery, drivetrain information, tire temperatures, or other useful data for enthusiastic drivers. At the center of the dashboard, a large infotainment display would provide navigation, smartphone connectivity, audio controls, vehicle settings, and access to connected services. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto would be expected in a modern vehicle of this class, while a premium trim could add a larger display, faster processing, wireless charging, and a high-quality surround sound system. The cabin should feel upscale, intuitive, and unmistakably focused on every journey. From there, the Lancer would need to prove its value where it matters most, on real roads and in real daily life. A balanced chassis, responsive turbocharged power, strong brakes, and available all-wheel drive could give this sedan the athletic character enthusiasts expect. While comfortable seats, useful cargo space, modern connectivity, and advanced driver assistance could keep it practical every day. Pricing remains unconfirmed because Mitsubishi has not released an official 2027 Lancer specification or US MSRP, but a realistic estimate would place a standard model around the high 20s to low 30s, with well-equipped versions in the mid-30s and a serious performance variant potentially moving toward or beyond $40,000. Those figures are estimates, not official prices, and the final car could be very different. What matters is the opportunity. A modern Lancer could combine the emotional appeal of a legendary name with the technology, efficiency, safety, and refinement expected from a new car. If Mitsubishi gets the steering, suspension, power delivery, seating position, and all-wheel drive system right, this could be a sedan that feels special every time the driver turns the wheel. That is the kind of comeback the Lancer deserves. Thanks for watching Prime Car Culture. If this anticipated 2027 Mitsubishi Lancer has you excited, stay with us for more future cars, performance legends, detailed reviews, and the newest automotive stories. Until next time, drive safe, stay passionate, and keep looking forward to the next great car.